The bell has sounded. The master of ceremonies has dove clear of the action, and we are officially live on the concrete slab. Welcome back to the broadcast booth, listeners. I am Kip Sterling, and if you are just joining us on the AM 1640 airwaves, you have tuned into an absolute powder keg of agricultural sports entertainment. Hulk Holgrain is already pacing the perimeter of the center ring, his 143-gram heirloom pericarp practically vibrating with unrefined genetic turgor pressure. He is eyeing down his opponent like he's ready to press slam her straight into the bleachers. Across the deck, Contessa F1 is keeping her distance, bouncing slightly on her sleek corporate hybrid stems. She looks completely unbothered by the sheer size of the giant across from her, showcasing that her high-tier corporate agility we've seen all season long. And there is the initial lockup, a massive collision of raw agricultural power right in the center of the slab. Contessa F1 tries to lock her hybrid stems around the giant, but the Hulk Holgrain just flexes that hyper-dense 143-gram heirloom frame. With one massive turgor pressure-fueled shove, Hulk completely throws her off. A devastating shoulder block that sends the corporate titan flying on her back on the raw concrete deck. Contessa skids across the concrete, her pristine corporate skin scraping across the raw deck. The crowd behind the concession stand is erupting, folks. But Hulk isn't done. He tracks her down, grips her by the main stem. Oh, look at the elevation. A towering military press slam. He hoists her high into the rafters of the arena and brings her crashing right back down onto the unyielding surface. Hulk stands tall, flexing his pericarp for the fans behind the concession stands. He is commanding the slab. Hulk stands tall, flexing his hyperdense pericarp for the roaring fans behind the concession stands. But look, Contessa F1, she's rolling towards the edge of the perimeter. She realizes she cannot match the raw turgor pressure of the heirloom giant in a clean lockup. She slides entirely off the slab, her hybrid stems dragging across the concrete matching surface. Wait, what is she doing? She's bypassing the referee entirely, heading straight towards the maintenance area beneath the announcer's table. She is rummaging around the area for equipment. She is procuring a prop. She has a shovel, a blunt-edge, heavy-duty steel garden shovel. The master of ceremonies literally stated over the PA system that outside props were strictly prohibited. In this standard contest, the referee is screaming at her from the center of the ring, waving his arms, but Contessa F1 does not care about the athletic commission ledger. The heel is not playing fair tonight, listeners. Hulk Holgrain turns around from his showboating, completely unaware that a solid piece of rusty agricultural hardware is staring him right in the pericarp. Contessa steps back onto the slab, raising the shovel high into the air. The crowd is violently booing. The referee is completely powerless, and Contessa is standing on the slab ready to commit a crime with a piece of lawn care equipment. Hulk Holgrain is still facing the bleachers, soaking in the cheers from the local produce fans. He has no idea what's coming. Contessa F1 stalks up behind him on her hybrid stems, lifting that heavy-duty steel garden shovel completely over her head. And she absolutely whacks him across the back. A devastating, unprotected blindside blow directly to the heirloom's spine. The sheer kinetic force of the steel spade completely shatters Hulk's momentum. His internal turgor pressure drops instantly, and the 143-gram giant goes crashing face first down onto the raw, unyielding concrete slab. He is grounded, folks. The giant has fallen. Hulk Holgrain goes down. But she's not done breaking the rules just yet. The referee is still trying to pull her back. waving his arms in absolute futility, but Contessa F1 pushes right past him. She begins to kick Hulk Hogan, delivering a couple of brutal, high-velocity kicks right into Hulk's ribs. She's trying to kick the literal life juice right out of him. Hulk is face down on the slab, suffering heavy cellular bruising from the steel shovel and the follow-up kicks, while Contessa F1 stands over him, completely dominating the squared circle. Contessa F1 tosses the steel shovel carelessly over the top rope. She looks down at the fallen giant, a completely arrogant corporate sneer on her face, and she goes for the cover. She hooks the leg. The referee drops flat to the raw concrete deck. 1, 2, no! Hulk Hogan gets a shoulder up. A massive kick out from the 143-gram heirloom, practically throwing Contessa off of his pericarp. He is still alive, folks, but he is hurting. Contessa is furious. She doesn't let him breathe. She immediately drops her weight onto his back, grabbing him by the main stem and locking in a vicious, grounding chin lock. She is pulling back with everything she's got, grinding Hulk's face straight into the rough surface of the slab. She is trying to wear him down with his remaining turgor pressure and thus suffocate the champion right in front of the engineering booth. Contessa F1 has that grounding stem stretch locked in deep, folks. She is putting all of her corporate weight directly onto Hulk Hogan's back, grinding his bruised skin straight into the rough surface of the concrete deck. You can hear the giant wheezing on the microphone capsule. His internal turgor pressure is dangerously low. The referee is down on his knees, checking for a submission compliance, looking right into the heirloom's face. But wait, listen to this arena. The fans behind the concession stands are starting to stomp. The entire slab is literally vibrating. Hulk's stem is starting to shake. The cellular walls are expanding. The raw, unadulterated power of that backyard tonic is surging through his veins, and he is completely shrugging off the damage. Contessa F1 is laying her entire weight into him, but the giant is powering back up to his knees. He stands straight up on the slab, breaking the hold completely. He turns around, stares right into Contessa's face, and he is completely immune to her strikes. The comeback is live on AM 1640. On the rebound. Oh my god, a thunderous spine buster. Hulk catches her midair and drives her straight down into the raw, unyielding concrete slab. The entire arena literally shakes. But Hulk is not done, folks. He is systematically dismantling the corporate hybrid right now. Contessa F1 scrambles to her stems, completely dazed, and Hulk catches her with a massive, high-impact, short-arm clothesline that almost flips her inside out. She staggers back up, her structural integrity fading fast, and Hulk scoops her up, dropping her across his knee with a brutal inverted backbreaker. You can hear the cellular walls groaning under the immense turgor pressure of the giant. He slides behind her, lifting her high into the air for a devastating release German suplex, sending Contessa flying across the squared circle, where she crashes hard into the corner turnbuckle. Contessa is completely broken down. She is stumbling out of the corner, completely defenseless, her hybrid chassis drooping toward the concrete deck. She doesn't even know what town she's in right now. And now, Hulk Hogan looks up at the engineering booth behind the glass, pointing a massive vine straight toward the audio board. The crowd knows what time it is. He scoops up the completely incapacitated corporate hybrid, flipping her completely upside down over his hyper-dense frame. He's got her stems trapped. Her head is pointing straight at the unyielding concrete. He is looking to recycle this corporate asset once and for all. He hits it! The compost pile driver, driving her head first straight down into the raw concrete slab like he's burying her in a backyard recycling bin. Unbelievable! Utter destruction! Contessa F1's chassis is completely folded up. Hulk drops straight into the cover, hooking the leg tightly. The referee dives flat onto the deck, his hand slapping the raw concrete. 1, 2, 3. The crowd goes completely feral. What an absolute clinic in agricultural sports entertainment we have just witnessed, listeners. Hulk Hogan is standing tall on the concrete slab, but the dust is far from settled here in the arena. Let's head straight down to the concrete matching surface to our award-winning veteran locker room correspondent, who is currently standing by with the microphone. He is right there in the eye of the storm to get the exclusive post-match breakdown and find out exactly what's on the Athletic Commission ledger. Take it away, Mean Gene Shalit!
Thank you, Kip. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. Plants and produce. I am standing directly on the battlefield where the cellular tissue has barely stopped flying. As your dedicated sports entertainment analyst, my job tonight is to cut through the smoke, get your first words from our victorious champion, and then lay out the high-stakes roadmap for what's coming down the pipeline next week. Hulk Hogan, you have just survived a brutal, illegal backslide assault with a heavy-duty steel garden shovel, broke down the corporate hybrid asset piece by piece, and recycled her with a cataclysmic compost pile driver. Talk to the millions listening at home on AM 1640. How does it feel to completely command the slab tonight?
Let me tell you something, Gene Shalit. That corporate hybrid asset thought she could come out here with a shiny hybrid label and a piece of rusty heavy-duty maintenance hardware and compromise my heirloom integrity. She thought that steel shovel was gonna dig a grave for the Hulkster on this concrete slab. But she forgot one thing, brother. You can whack me from behind. You can stomp my pericarp. But when you are pulsing with pure, unadulterated power of the backyard soil, you don't feel pain. The turgor pressure started rising. The cellular walls started expanding. And when I flipped her upside down for that compost pile driver, I recycled her corporate pansy-ass dreams straight into the dirt. And I couldn't have done it without the thousands of screaming brainiacs packed into this arena tonight, and the millions of brainiacs listening at home across the AM 1640 airwaves. This victory belongs to the soil. It belongs to the fans, and the slab belongs to the heirloom giant, brother. What you gonna do when the Brainiacs run wild on you?
And that was Hulk Hogan with his commentary on the match. Now, a word from our sponsors.
How many times have you looked at weak, wimpy plants and thought, man, I wish these were looking better than they are? Now you can make those thoughts a thing of the past with Greg's Grow, damn it! Our proprietary garden tonic formula recycles used eggshells, coffee grounds, and banana peels to create the ultimate juice for your plants. This is high potency, backyard engineered nutrients for the soil you've been begging for. Don't just expect your plants to grow. Scream at your plants to grow, damn it! Greg's Grow, damn it! Get some from the great big bucket in the concession stand right now! Feed the soil! Command the slab! Greg's Grow, damn it!
Ladies and gentlemen, plants and produce, I am Mean Gene Shalit reporting live from the concrete underbelly of the arena. We have just bypassed stadium security, and we are following our victorious main event champion, Hulk Hogan, directly into the locker room area right now to get his final medical clearance. Wait a minute! Look in the center of the room! Hulk Hogan has just stepped inside, but we do not have an empty locker room, folks. Standing directly on the concrete deck, completely blocking off the path of our champion, we see next week's mandatory #1 contender. Look at the absolute crimson aura in this room, listeners, sporting those iconic neon-rimmed sunglasses, a wildly fringed burlap cape flowing off his vibrant stocks, and snapping his roots in pure defiance. Introducing the most volatile powerhouse in the entire backyard division, Macho Man Radish Savage!
You think you're the top of the compost heap, Hulk. You think you're the only heirloom variety that commands this slab, yeah. Let me tell you something about these multicolored soft-skinned pretenders lurking around the perimeter. I'm looking at you, Mr. Stripey. Yeah, you, Mr. Stripey. You walk around here with your fancy yellow and red variegated skin, acting like a top-tier heel, but underneath all that patterning, you're nothing but a mushy, overwatered corporate sellout. You don't have the turgor pressure. You don't have the structural integrity. Yeah, to stand in the ring with the Macho Man. You're nothing but a fertilizer waiting to be bagged. Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable! Talk about the devil and he shall appear! Mr. Stripely has just completely breached the locker room security. The multicolored heel is absolutely furious, stepping right up into the Macho Man's face. You better keep my name out of your fibrous root system, you overgrown little root vegetable. You think you're the cream of the crop. Look at you. You're nothing but a bitter, oversized garnish. I've got more genetic variety and market value in one single variegated cluster than your entire crimson chassis will ever see. You talk a big game on AM 1640, but if you step to me on the concrete matching surface, I will personally split your skin stem to base. Is that a threat? You want to try and compromise the Crimson Powerhouse right now, yeah? Step up, pretty boy. Step up and taste the turgor pressure. Ooh, yeah. We have an absolute riot backstage, folks. Security is trying to hold back Radish Savage. Mr. Stripey is lunging over the water crates. The backyard division is in absolute unadulterated ruins. Kip, throw to the system logs. We are losing control down here.
Pandemonium in the locker room, folks. Stems are snapping, heirlooms are colliding, and the mandatory contender has just ignited a multi-front biological war on the airwaves. What will the administrative fallout be from the Athletic Commission ledger? Can Hulk Hogan protect his title against the absolute Crimson Madness next week? And where does Mr. Stripey fit into the destruction? Find out next week, sports entertainment fans. For all of us here in the engineering booth, this is Kip Sterling signing off for AM 1640. Keep your turgor pressure high and scream at those plants to grow, damn it, tonight. Good night. Ah, thank God for Greg's grow, damn it. Cal Arlington was about to drive me nuts.